The story of Chioma Okoli, the 39-year-old entrepreneur from Lagos who is being persecuted by a tomato paste manufacturer, Erisco Foods, after she posted a review of one of its tomato paste products on Facebook, has gained global attention with several international media houses, including CNN, New York Post, Daily Mail, and Daily Star reporting on the story. Okoli is being charged with breaching cybercrime laws and is facing up to 3 years in jail or a fine of 7 million naira or both. Additionally, she could face a 7-year sentence if convicted of conspiring against the company. Erisco Foods Limited is also suing Okoli for damages of 5 billion naira, citing reputational damage and loss of suppliers. Okoli's case sparked protests in Lagos after the company's founder, Eric Umuofia, refused to budge in a recent documentary by Adeswa Giwa Osage, saying that he won't drop the lawsuit against Okoli and that he would rather die than allow someone tarnish his image despite several interventions. Now, over to you, our woman in the front. I mean, look at Chioma and Erisco Foods. We thought that, it was just a story, but you can see it's not just Nigerians that are fighting for Chioma at this point. It has gained global attention. We have seen it everywhere at this moment. Yeah. But, I think for me, the most disheartening part of the whole story is that our police force is involved in this case. Yeah,
it's quite sad, Oji, and I want to first of all say kudos to the Nigerian media.
Yeah.
Before it went abroad, we had done our due diligence in ensuring that this matter was on the front burner, and to be fair, it was fair as well. So hearing from both Chioma's side and also granting interviews to Mr. Umuofia of Erisco Foods. And like you mentioned, both sides of the matter were presented, and it outraged a number of people except the police, who instituted a case against Chioma, who were accused of intimidation and bullying, especially when officers were sent to her home and surrounded her home, to arrest her. And despite court injunctions, she's been represented by Nibe Heathrow, whom also came on the show. They went ahead to say that they were going to press charges and so on and so forth. It's quite shameful to then see the response of the rest of the world agreeing with a number of people in Nigeria who, common sense alone, said this is not the way to go about it. Number one, it is sad to see in Nigerian business, because I must say that Erisco Foods is an indigenous business, and by Nigerians, especially in this time and season where businesses are closing down, to see damages to a Nigerian business. Yes. It is hurt. And I don't think it's not Chioma's fault. I believe they did this to themselves by the way they handled what was a representation of her own experience of using their products. You have to understand that when it comes to customer reviews, not everybody will like your products. That is the truth, male or female. Now, the way a company then responds to this could change the trajectory of the organization, could actually be good PR for the organization. So I want to first of all ask him to fire all those who gave him bad advice to pursue this path and say that he was going to go in for the jugular and going to a young woman who wrote a Facebook post. Beyond that, I still think it's still redeemable, and I hope it's still redeemable. I hope that pride and interviews he's done would not prevent him from doing the right thing. Letting this woman go and releasing a statement that they've settled out of court, and even apologizing for the way and manner in which they handled this woman. I'm not saying don't seek for justice, but the way it was done, it is like using a hammer to hit an ant, to kill an ant. It was too much. It's an organization, an institution against the woman, and you have to understand that it's not good for the optics. So I still think it's redeemable, and that he should do the right thing now. Let's not bring international disgrace because of, the headlines are just disgraceful, saying that, a woman received 7 years for complaining about a product. No one is saying it's to sabotage his business. So let him not sabotage his own business. Let him do right by the one. And I'm proud of all those who stood up for Chioma Okoli and ensure that she's getting at least enough attention to ensure that she doesn't sit in jail, sit in detention, or doesn't go through this horrendous
Dr. Batis, Cyber Act crime. That is
Cyber Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2015. Correct. That's what the police is quoting.
Right.
And the police is saying, she has a case to answer under that particular act. Well, don't think it's for the police to be saying she has a case to answer or not. The matter is already in court. It's the court to determine whether there has been a violation of any of the sections of that Cybercrime Act of 2015. Number two is that the matter, Mr. Eric Umofia, who says he would rather die, he doesn't have to die. He has the option
Why does he want to die?
Of discontinuing the matter. Yeah. And I hope that when all of this is over, he would probably realize that the step he has taken has been counterproductive. Yeah. The lady wrote something, I think they said on Facebook,
yes,
just saying that the tomato puree was too sweet.
Was too sugary.
And then, he decided to go to court. When he does a review, when all this is over, you probably realize that if he had ignored that comment,
yes,
all of this drama would not have happened. Now people are mentioning his name and his company in association with a woman that is considered a victim. How has he achieved the objective of selling his product?
I have no idea.
And now, on top of it all, he has turned Chioma Okoli into an international citizen. The whole world is fighting for her.
Yes.
And they are seeing her as a victim, even without the case being determined in court. So in the court of public opinion, Mr. Mafia, has already more or less lost.
Yeah.
He could have handled the matter differently.
Right.
In fact, when Ms. Okoli's lawyers wanted to settle out of court, she could even have found a way of using Chioma Okoli to help advertise the product.
Yes, that was the...
And all this negative publicity would not have happened. If you see some of the comments, people overseas are scandalized. Reddit
carried the story.
And
yes,
the thing went viral.
Yes.
And they say, okay, why can't the consumer make a comment about a product? There's something called consumer review. Mm-hmm. Even some of these international hotels, even local ones, before you leave, they give you a form to express an opinion. If you want to book online, they will show you customer reviews. And it's not always that those customer reviews are, positive. So we still face the challenge in terms of consumer protection in this country. What are the rights of a consumer? Can a consumer do a review? Can a consumer express an opinion? Is there something here about the freedom of expression? However, what Erisco Foods we need to prove in court is to prove the damages that they have suffered as a result of that comment.
Yes.
So it's not enough to just say you have defamed our company. You must prove the damages and the quantum of the damages, and it's for the court to decide. So it's not as if it is automatic. The people are already convicting Ms. Okoli should allow the court to take a decision. And Mr. Mafia has the right not to die, to discontinue the case.
He has a right not to die because, he did say that in that beautiful documentary by Adeswagiwa Osage. And what got me really was the fact that people have been telling him, you can actually drop this case, like you have suggested, and make this woman an ambassador so that he doesn't tarnish the image of your company. And I think that this is what he has done. So basically, I also understand that one of the reasons he's suing is because I believe the comments underneath Chioma's page was the fact that some people were saying, so the product can kill or something like that. I don't even understand what that means. But your point is very valid, which is he has to prove the damage.
Yeah, that's
you have to prove the bad. Well, I hope that he turns this case around now that there's global outrage. And again, kudos to all those people who have come out to speak for Chioma.
My correct people, make una share this video so that people go dey hear, they see wetin dey happen. This case just be like VDM case, no different. But in the case of the man say he rather kpai than to let that woman go. So you won't make the woman go born pikin for kirikiri. Hey, things dey happen well, even with the old people when they beg am. He said the tomatoes taste bad. And on the other hand, she cannot provide, she cannot bring evidence, proof of the people when the tomatoes don't bite. Make people just mind their mouth. Say what you know you have evidence for. Not be to go viral, be the thing. Just like this case of VDM, I'm glad it's out today. Congratulations to him. I believe VDM will learn one or two for that kirikiri when he goes the same way he used to tell people that you will learn in the hard way. Because if to say VDM use the word allegedly, I'm not sure whether the thing for day like that. Yes, even in the case of Tonto, if to say he used the word alleged, he used the word alleged with Bob, with the IG people or DIG people when he accused, it would have been a little bit more better because he not mention anybody's name, he didn't mention their names, and he used the word alleged. But for you to just come out, you go open your mouth, wow, just like what you guys are doing to Davido. You know, I say that man, if to say that man at Davido when they defame every minute, every day, I don't know why Davido they keep on a quiet self. Now for don't hear him because with that kind man, when get problem, saga now with trauma. Hey, if you like, bring the evidence self. You go still say the suit until. He go use the money to oppress you. But I never see people when they use their money and their power, they oppress people. My correct people. At the same time, we understand we need to also use our fundamental human right, freedom of speech. But try not to also cause pain to the third party. Now blood, everybody they use, not be water. Because not be to talk, make it sweet be the thing, or you want to go viral, you want to look famous. What of the people where you did defame? Thank you, my correct people, for watching. Until we see in another video. Bye, guys.